welcome. Do I wanna? It'll set some. Okay. Let's see. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again. Shout out to the returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alola Bandera. Blissful Luna Moon Day. Also, the feast day of Archangel Michael. Just shout out to all of y'all who, do y'all thing during this moment. 6:44 on the time. Remember the message from yesterday regarding the number 44 showing up. So with it being a number 6, it certainly has to do, very interesting, with recovery here for something. Time's up. That was actually the message I received earlier too. It was at the same time there was a tow truck that was passing by, and then there was another sign that said time's up, recovery. And at that same moment, 2 crows flew by, but they didn't make any sound, so they flew by in silence, which is very significant, the silence. So there is the energy of witnessing, okay, of your ancestors, your spirit guides, Whatever it is that guides and protects you, it is witnessing you at this time, okay? So that also connects to the energy upon getting onto the live and starting the live. Notice the pause. So giving yourself giving yourself the opportunity to be in stillness, so you can become more aware, or be aware of what is being shown to you, because a lot is being shown, but one must be aware to see what's being shown to them. Okay, so currently at this time, where are we? Oh, love that. Did we just enter the sun hour? Ooh, praying mantis could also be of significance. You are an enigma, an elusive being, someone who also has the ability to read between the lines, and I mean some as far as parables is concerned. Okay, there's been a praying mantis just chilling there for at least, let me see, how long has it been chilling there for? That was earlier today. More than 5 hours already. It showed up during meditation as well. So just pay attention to those signs and synchronicities that are precisely for you, my love. But right now we are in the sun hour. So let's look at what's going on in the astros. Oh. So let's see. Got the sun in Libra at 7 degrees. Libra's degree itself. While the sun is in Libra, the collective spotlight is on justice, balance, agreements, and divine order. So the sun will be exposing or shining on any karmic contracts, any contracts that you're in that has to do with a particular lesson. Okay. To see what's to be balanced, rebalanced in matters of relationships, law, and society. So a lot can be going on politically as well during this time, especially with Mars and Scorpio too. Okay. We got the moon in Capricorn at 6 degrees. It makes the emotional undercurrent quite serious, pragmatic, responsibility focused. So the collective could be feeling the weight of duty and the necessity to secure foundations, where your energy, your emotions is needing accountability. So there could be this sense of that energy of being anxious or overwhelmed could be connected to the misalignment of your emotions when it comes to what it's time for you to hold yourself accountable for. Okay. We got Mercury in Libra, 19 degrees. Ain't that Libra degree too? It sure is. So what's under diplomatic review in terms of what's being witnessed, your words with Mercury and Libra. I see what you did there, Source. Okay. Your words hold a karmic weight right now, where conversations could be leaning more towards negotiation, tact, finding a different or third, specifically a third way rather than polarity. Ooh, okay. With Venus and Virgo at 12 degrees, a Pisces degree, there we have the reflection of the energies, the zodiacs, Virgo, Venus and Virgo. 12 degrees is a Pisces degree, the axis between Virgo, and Pisces. Of health, order, habits, and surrender, spirituality. Love, money, and values could be refined at this time. Gives off an earth angel tone, honestly, with that 12 degrees. This could help you in matters of Venusian properties. It could help you discern what is truly healthy and sustainable and not just glamorous. The glamorous old flowers. With Mars and Scorpio in 5 degrees. Being that's in Scorpio, Mars having to do with action and willpower could be deep, quite surgical, transformative. Instead of surface confrontation, the collective could be feeling compelled to go beneath the skin of an issue, to cut out the rot and face the hidden. This is actually going to empower the collective to confront topics of taboo, matters of power, and control directly. Because right now the collective is dissolving false constructs, but also reestablishing a new structure in matters of connected to the unseen, tuning into spiritual discipline, and boundaries when it comes to empathy. And sustainable compassion, Saturn and Pisces. With Uranus and Gemini, it's a vibe of shockwaves. When it comes to the fact that it's Gemini, that's communication, travel, technology, and media. There's a reboot when it comes to the collective's mind. New ways of speaking, processing thoughts, and connecting are coming through much faster than usual with Uranus and Gemini. The cosmic seed has been planted when it comes to attaining a new vision of individuality with Neptune and Aries, and connecting it with the divine. I'm seeing the film, the series Discovery of Witches. You could be discovering more about yourself in connection to your spirituality and not holding yourself back from that anymore. But in order for you to do that with this Neptune and Aries, whatever has been preventing you from doing so, at least since the 1700s, what dwells within your DNA to prevent you from doing that, that's coming to the surface so that way you can do something about it. It's no longer hidden what used to be. And when Neptune goes back into Pisces, it's going to go to a much deeper essence of that, where at one point when the energies were of Neptune, before Neptune reached Aries, what you may have blocked yourself from or preventing from saying or doing so you don't become a burden towards someone else, you're not even focused on that. If you are someone who is focused on that, you're going to see more of a restriction, an unnecessary restriction that's not even making you stronger. It's because it's a restriction that you can't even work with, because it's not to be worked with, it's to be dismantled and dissolved. So that way you can now connect to the new cosmic seed of a new vision of individuality when it comes to connecting with the divine. As far as the collective transformation as a whole with Pluto in Aquarius, a lot of this change is happening through networks, communities, and a lot of innovation could be happening at this time because the underworld is now in the hive mind. The underworld is what is taking over the collective. Sheesh. Okay. Aries. Second house. You could be an Aries sun, moon, and rising. There could be messages here for you regarding your assets, finances, and the things that you value. So for Aries, yeah, Neptune is there. So is Chiron at 25 degrees, which is also a Aries degree. Making this a soul wound to soul vision initiation. Any type of old pains when it comes to not being seen or respected is coming to the surface. Even more so that there is a full moon in Aries coming up for you to close that cycle entirely. 1717 is significant. Psalm 17 as well, because I literally opened up the book and it landed on the very final verse of that. Don't have it open right now. This is a call, Aries or not, for you to rewrite your story as a spiritual warrior. Because right now, Aries carries the sword of clarity, especially in matters in a practical sense. It has to do with your assets, finances, and things that you value. So any form of a liability that you have been connected to or surrounding you is coming to the surface so it can be handled now. Mars, your ruling planet, is in Scorpio. So you about to be surgical with this. The 11th house comes out in reverse. The first thing I'm hearing, because usually the word that is connected to Aquarius or the 11th house is the word hope. Get that out of your system. Hope also indicates that you are wanting or needing something, which now pulls you away from the true essence of Aquarius, which is knowing. Now, the fact that this is in reverse, 11th house, 5th house, has to do with your creativity, not feeling seen or respected when it comes to creativity, things that you love to do, romance, soulmates, not feeling seen or respected. Vesta, and you use all that is within your willpower to make this work. It's going to come up to the surface infinite fold, especially if it's something that is supposed to be closed. Once again, you have the full moon and Aries coming up. What up, Trekker? Some of you could be dealing with the Gemini, Aries, Gemini. Communication. So immediately what's coming through here with this, the fact that we have Aries that has to do with identity. Gemini says, I think. What do you know about yourself? It should come to you instantly. What do you know about yourself? If that's not something you can respond to instantly, sit and reflect. Sit and reflect, because one could be sitting with a connection to a response that has to do with you not being seen or respected, so it pulls you away from what you know. Regain that confidence, that trust within yourself. Okay. Now, this could be a situation that you have been looking to overcome. You have the cosmic alignment, the timeline shift that is here to support you with making those changes. But it's up to you now. You can have all that it is around you to support you. But if you as that person, that being, isn't motivated, inspired enough to make the changes, no one can make those changes for you. It's up to you to make those adjustments. Okay. Let's see, Gemini, you got Uranus retrograde in your sign. Some of you are going to decide to step away from something because of the way it shocks your nervous system. It's not conducive or healthy for your nervous system. Take heed to that. If you find yourself in a position still basically doing the most to fight that off, you're now putting yourself in a position where you're first and foremost disregarding the message that is coming through the wisdom of your body. And when Uranus goes into Taurus back again, as it is retrograde, you're going to feel that even more. So before making matters worse, make the adjustments to, the way this is coming through of this message, this is something you have to pull away from, or you're disconnecting from, or something that's ending. You could be waiting for the proper moment, the proper time. Now is the time. The time is always now to make an adjustment. 22. Don't cling to any old thought patterns. Okay. Leo. So 5th house is very significant here. It's at the bottom, the 1st house. Wow. What people see and the impression you give. I'm being shown a scenario where what people see is not the impression you feel as though you're given. Utilize that moment to see what's lurking beneath the surface as to why that energy, one, you're allowing it to have that level of significance in your energy or surrounding you, so much so that you allow it to make you feel some type of way to the point you don't do what it is you are supposed to do for you, and basically allowing someone else's thinking about you have an effect on you when you know that is not who you are. Okay. What is the impression that's being given? With this Leo energy that showed up with it, is that you are someone who shines bright. You know this about yourself, but you don't have to perform to be that way. Just be. whoever this is that's in your environment that is seeing you in a way that when you notice it, you say, but that's not who I am. In some cases, this is only showing up once again for you to get to the point of why they're still even in your environment. Because for some of you, whoever this person is, you probably known them since you were a child, or there's a certain way that you communicate with people, and you know that you have a way of expressing yourself that's not going to be understood, or you are clearly understood. You know that you express yourself clearly, but if you're talking to someone who's a little dunce, it's going to place you into a position where now you're sitting there arguing with people who don't even speak your language for real. So in this case, it's one of those things where this situation should have been out of your energy a long time ago. Now they're showing me the Seven of Pentacles. This could be something where there's a lot of time that's invested. This could be someone you've known for a while. Or this is a habit that you have with people where you notice who they are initially and don't make the moves or adjustments to disconnect when you feel as though you're supposed to disconnect. Now, the other side of that is some of you do have that role of being in situations as a witness, as an extension of source, to observe what's going on. The reason why you're even given that mission is because you're not one to absorb what it is that is happening in that environment as your own reality. You know how to operate through your earth angel missions. Okay. So this message that we just picked up on wouldn't be for an earth angel that knows themselves, or someone, who is a cosmic seer, something of that level. This is for someone who is going into that phase, and you may not realize that these situations that you're encountering is part of your training. Five of Wands. Keep this out here. The Sun. It's right behind that. Okay. Yeah, shining the light on a particular relationship, a contract you have here with someone. Cancer. Okay. It can concern family, a mother, or a child. Atlas. Okay, so for some of you, this is probably why you're also feeling tension at the base of your skull. You're carrying the weight of too much. You're carrying too much weight. It's not for you to carry anymore. Release it, so the reward for as to why you even carry that to begin with can show up. The reward for some of you is as simple as mental clarity. Capricorn. Speaking of reward, Saturn, obstacles and challenges that allows you to gain wisdom. Wisdom is a reward, a massive one. With Scorpio here, Mercury and Scorpio, Mercury and Capricorn. So, okay, Neptune is here as well. Certainly about creating new structures and matters of connecting to the taboo. See, okay. Again, part of your soul's mission on this planet is not to get anyone to understand you. One has been taught that, but no one is here to understand you but you. I love that. That notification that just came across the screen, that's the whole confirmation. You've been receiving a lot of confirmations coming across your screen. Don't overthink it. A confirmation responds to your intuition. So to overthink it, you lose the potency of a conversation. Confirmation through a conversation. Six of Wands. Conversation about victory and success. Overcoming something. Time's up. Recovery. Yes. Time's up for the healing. Recover. It's on. That's crazy. Recover. All I'm seeing is, or hearing is, seeing and hearing. Some of you pay attention to what it is that you're hearing faintly, seeing from your peripheral vision. Pick your face up. That's what I was hearing. Pick your face up. Recovery. Your identity. You choose it this time. Face off. A duel. 3121. A duel. Some sort of a duel. The ending of a duel. 7:11 on the clock. Transformation. The ending of a duel. A battle. The ending of a battle here. Rejoice and celebration. And then patience. Temperance. You're sitting there with all of the tools and resources for you to change your reality, for you to change your circumstance, for you to change this present moment. But you won't be able to see it if you still feel as though you're healing from something. For some of you, you're making an excuse for yourself that you're still healing from something as to why you're not doing something. So this could be a start of a new relationship or a new partnership, saying that you're still healing from a previous one when that shit is done and over with. Yeah, mental conflict. Something about coffee. Coffee break. Because that thing over there is not plugged in, but it sure enough did make the sound as if something... Yeah, see, it made the sound as if it was left on. As if the coffee maker was still on. It made a particular sound while still having coffee there. Something about leftover. Overdue leftover. Yeah, the cycle's complete. This mental conflict is self-inflicted due to not taking a step forward. For one, to be patient, which is what you do while you wait. It's not necessarily waiting, it's what you do while you wait. The same with Matrix and Marvel. The marvelous, so what is of Marvel is created within the womb of the Matrix. Womb Matrix. Some of you are certainly surrounded by an earth angel at this time. When it comes to a partnership you have here with two other people, the number 3 is very significant in the number of people within this group. There's there's a divine masculine moving as Archangel Samuel, helping you to trust your gut, helping you to see when you are unable to express yourself thoroughly, because part of your joy comes from the fact that you can express yourself thoroughly, not to be understood, just for the reasons that you can speak and express yourself. 9 and 10. Nine of Pentacles. If you're in a group of 3 people, it's time for you to do something on your own now. You could have been mentally conflicted, waiting for the proper moment to make a switch or make an adjustment. You're not seen for all of the gifts and talents and what you bring to the table. You bring the table. You create tables. 737. Really speak from your heart. If you are around people where you feel as though you have to hold yourself back, and you know within your heart of hearts that you're speaking from your heart space and you have to hold yourself back from doing that, you shouldn't even require another minute from right now to make a decision that that's not where you're supposed to be. Okay? Don't miss out on your blessings of a new, firm, solid, peaceful, harmonious foundation, home, staying in something, hoping that it's going to turn around. The only turnaround you can control is the turnaround that you decide to do for yourself, the adjustment you decide on for yourself. Number 7, Cancer energy. 7, Cancer. Know that what is impossible is possible. Stop telling yourself this old story that, you know, every time you do this is always a big mess. Every time you do whatever that is, it continues to be a big mess because that is the story you continuously tell yourself. Rewrite the story. Another 7. Within a few lucid moments, you could be invited somewhere. 1918, 718. Something about an invitation just came across the screen. What about this invitation here? Don't sweat the small stuff. You can show up somewhere where you finally see that it's time for you to embark on your journey without a particular group or contract of a group of people you used to be around, or a significant person you used to be around within the group. Don't sweat it. See it for what it is. Similar to the message from the previous one in terms of your abundance came in before, but you were surrounded by something that wasn't allowing you to fully connect to the truth of your identity, and your abundance that was coming in was turned back in another direction. The letter S, C just showed itself through the S, C, Z. This is the season. This season, fall. Allow the old leaves to fall. Shadowed skin. Okay. anything that's impossible. You can do anything that is quote unquote impossible once you recognize, obviously, that it's possible. It's just a decision you have to make. Switch it from belief to knowing. Don't let your past hold you back. So with Venus and Virgo in the South Node being in Virgo, okay. Yeah. That's cleanup season right there. Not focused on the outside of things, but really going into, okay, is this allowing you to be in a state of surrender and at peace with what it is that you're surrendering? It's also coming across as removing yourself from those things that when you are filling up your cup, it causes you to feel guilty, because any form of guilt is blocking your sacral chakra, which will block you from your creativity. Step outside of your comfort zone. North Node in Pisces. Big shit. Yeah, so with Saturn there and Neptune there as well, we're about to be. It's really about stepping into your mysticism, but with discernment, you know? Not in a way that it was done before, where they would have to hide for the sake of livelihood. You doing it now for the reasons of they don't get where you're coming from. You're not about to do the back and forth with people who aren't at that level. Allow people to be where they're going to be. If someone wants to continue with their religious ways of being, allow them to be that. You want to step into your spiritual, your metaphysical, your esoteric, while having the knowledge of the previous, you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Just remain sweet. I'm smelling sweetness. Cocoa butter. Balance spirituality and practicality. Part of the reason why it's important to make sure you're making these adjustments when it comes to those who don't see you for all that you are is because there is, you know, your tribe that you're connected to that are familiar and are looking to have conversations with fellow dreamers, healers, channelers, and things of that notion. Don't be wasting your time with people who, you know what I'm saying, constantly want to have you in the energy of debate, which lowers your frequency, especially if you ain't getting paid for it. Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces, Virgo season could have been significant here for some of you as well. That was actually the lunar eclipse. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon, Pisces. Yeah, that lunar eclipse was the first stage. Not the first stage, but it's certainly a stage of stepping out of your comfort zone and not allowing pride to get in your way. Staying in something to prove a point. Staying in something to prove a point. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon, cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Emotions are running high. Focus on the plan. When you feel that energy of, hold on. when you feel as though emotions are running high, get back focused on the plan. Because when your emotions begin to run high and it steps into a state of, you becoming anxious or overwhelmed, it's because you went too far beyond the actual plan or blueprint that you have. For some of you, it's time for you to actually develop that plan or blueprint so you can at least see, what steps you're taking next. That'll help you ground yourself. It's very similar to having, a workout plan versus going into the gym and just freestyling. With the plan, you can actually see your progress, because plenty of abundance is connected to this. With this full moon in Taurus, Scorpio season, just right around the corner. Grand solar return to all the Libras. Let me go to the angels and ancestors. Emotions are running high. Infinite gratitude for all the thumbs up vibes. Be open to healing information. Medicine guardian, Raphael, heart chakra. When your emotions are running high, it's because you stepped away from your heart. Simplify it, and you see how much more life you can connect to, which can help you to ground yourself. The heart has a simple rhythm, but it's a creator of so much. First and foremost, you being able to have a physical experience in this realm. So get back connected to the ancient grid. Your heart is highly aware of that ancient grid of this earth before all of these rules were put in place. Flower of life. Raphael here for some of you is your guardian angel. High priestess. Harness the mystic power. Be open to the healing information that is actually coming through the emotions, the water, the mist, the water. Something here about sweating. It'll help you to release what's blocking you from being open to healing information. Some of you are sitting too heavy in the area of the sacral and the solar plexus. I'm being shown orange and yellow. Greetings, love. Welcome. And there goes the star of the show. Cutting things at the root. Okay. Follow the voice of your soul. All right, y'all. So here's the thing. This is the moment to get highly acquainted with your emotions when you feel as though they're running high. Notice that when emotions are running high or you're feeling anything, you feel it in your chest. There's a lot that goes on in the chest area. get more acquainted with getting into your heart space, which is naturally where one is when you are tapped in with your soul. When you're tapped in with your soul, you're not rushing through things. You're allowing yourself to be aware as to what it is that you're observing to have the proper response. First and foremost, the response that you have with yourself and the way you begin to process your thoughts when you start to feel certain things going on, you know, by the heart chakra. Okay? These feathers that you're seeing is actually helping you to neutralize this energy when it shows up. Some, not all, what I'm picking up on, you could be having a slight difficulty with connecting the dots as to when you're seeing a feather, what it means, and actually harnessing that energy that from that message that you're receiving because you saw that feather. It's okay. So basically, it's on some seeing a synchronicity, seeing how connected it is to your situation, and because you don't see the result, because you saw something that connects to what it is that you were asking for, when you don't see the immediate result, you automatically lose faith. You don't want to do all that. Just keep moving with the momentum by first and foremost realizing you're the one that's setting up these synchronicities to show themselves to you. But you'll only see them when you're ready. And when you're ready is when you choose to be aware. Choosing to be aware in response and in connection to your soul, not the ego. Not saying to remove the ego completely, no. Make sure, though, that the ego is in service of the soul and not the other way around. Okay. The voice of the soul is very subtle yet direct. It's nothing you have to think about. And there goes Archangel Michael again. Protection and fire guardian. These are both representations of Michael. Embrace the energy of peace when you feel as though you don't know which direction to go in. When you don't know which direction to go in, that is a signal where you are at that present moment. This is where the growth happens. So complete the cycle. You tend to step out of that energy of peace where you might lose your shit when the missing piece is that current moment. And in all of this right now, stillness is important. Stillness. Because if let's put it this way. When you're moving from a specific angle, or as an earth angel, you're not, in matters of having to handle a situation, you're not handling the physical. You're more so speaking to the soul of whatever that energy is. And in doing so, that's part of the reason why in these sci-fi movies or superhero movies, you see them go into this type of energy of stillness, but also amping up the power and connecting to what the source of the situation is. not the physical. And part of the way of doing that is when your emotions are going up and down, or you feel this type of flutter, you don't know what to do next. That's the same type of energy that you have to channel on the opposite spectrum of it. It was just 55-55 on the opposite spectrum of it to tap into that higher version of yourself. It's the same exact energy, but you just have to know how to, you gotta know within yourself, tune that channel into a different station so you can really connect to where that power is coming from. Let go of the need to be right. The peacekeeper. That peace. White buffalo calf woman. Very interesting to see that. Hold on. I keep moving this. Yeah, something is certainly being taken apart. Something is wait. Something is being taken apart here. Here you go. Something is being taken apart. And it's through those cracks is where you find, it's 7:37 right now. Something is being, a community. As we're talking about that soul power. 7:37 right now. Okay. It's been that old school wisdom mission. You already know the vibes. Okay. Bask in joy and light with the B. Cooperate with your own soul. Oof. Honor your inner knowing. And wait for input. That's literally that. Trust in higher forces. Golly. Shaman, Oracle, Medicine, Mother, Summer. Okay. White Buffalo Calf Woman, 154. Could be a life path 1. Here for some of you. Mars energy, Aries energy. I'm literally feeling what someone goes through right now when it comes to the way that energy ramps up. And it easily becomes anxiety. When there's a gift of premonition that's involved in that. Seeing things before they happen. Real quick to tell people that, so you don't fully connect to your extrasensory perception. This ain't medical advice. Just putting it out there. Energy is energy. Is in. A Lakota legend by Buffalo Calf Woman, the prophetess of the sacred way. A Lakota legend says that 2 young scouts went out in search of food during a famine. They saw a stunningly beautiful woman appear before them in a radiant white light. The first scout approached her with unholy intentions, and the second scout watched as the first man turned to bones the instant he trying as an insult to doing, to touch her. She was clearly Lilawakan, very holy. Thankfully, the second scout knew this. She asked him, the second scout, to approach her because she could see into his heart and knew his intentions were great. She told him to prepare for her arrival in the village. He went back and gathered everyone together. This is what I mean. Some of you would be able to exercise your ability to tap into your soul. And this is one of the reasons you're also holding yourself back from doing lives or being content creators. But you can literally go through the exercise of seeing the way the energy works and you gauging and seeing, you know, the energies that present themselves to you and how quickly to hit a block button or how to read through certain things and move about it that way. So the point is, whatever it is that you're holding yourself back from doing, overthinking, that's the answer to your question, what to do. Some of you already know this, that you're holding yourself back. Now, for those of you that know you're holding yourself back, move as if the life you're living depended on it. Not saying that to make anybody nervous, none of that. Move as if your life depended on it. Because it does, actually. If that wasn't the message for you to receive right now, you wouldn't even be over here on this channel at this point. Okay? So with that being said, that's your final warning. Step up out of your comfort zone. You got this. Okay? Stop making excuses and buying time to do something different and making it seem as though, okay, I'm going to do this so I can do that. Nah, you can do that right there with what you got right now. Got it. Just go for it, okay? But that was part of the reason I wanted to go into the text of that. Okay. Stop. You let go of the need to be right. You let go of the need to the need of the right moment. That's going against universal law. Listen to the Kabbalion while you're getting your beautiful, handsome night's rest. And begin to recharge yourself. Let's see what this is. Ah, there he goes again. Star ancestor. Final warning. Okay. Final warning. Follow the voice of your soul. Everything's already in alignment. 3s. 33. You've mastered so much. There goes what's been sitting out there this entire lucid moment. Praying mantis. Be graceful in your movement and actions. Some of you, that's a major key where you have to step out of the essence of grief to even connect to grace. Okay? Be graceful. Get more familiar with your North Node and your South Node so you can have an understanding of the whole dragon. And be brave and honest. And there goes again, harness your mystic power. Some of you are literally here to express yourself and expand the consciousness of the collective. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. You have nothing to worry about. Shit. You have nothing to worry about. Not within this physical realm. No thing. No thing. Which is what we consider the Most High source. That no thing is what source and the Most High surrenders to. You have no thing to worry about. If you're going to worry about anything, you have no thing to worry about. Because look at it this way. Look at it in the position of a quantum scan of this vessel has been given this angle, these frequencies. This is the moment it's supposed to be on and glowing. No thing sees that there isn't that light shining, glowing, which means there is no activity. It's going to see it as an energy that is not working. So it's going to remove it. Move as if your life depended on it. Okay. One step at a time. 747. One step at a time. But move. Move forward. Okay. See things from a higher perspective. See from a higher perspective. Move. Some of you, that literally means in a new direction or something having to do with travel. Okay. Trust your internal compass about the direction to take. For some of you, that makes you nervous. The emotions run high. Pay attention to that. That when you get the solution to the problem, your focus then shifts. Here for some of you, your focus then shifts to where you are currently at, the condition you're currently in. And your emotions begin to rise when you now begin to put yourself in a position as if you don't have the solution already. You, as the creator, the conductor of making these changes, have to switch gears, switch your perspective, and realize you'll continue in this particular perspective, this dimension, as long as you choose to remain there. You can also choose to make the adjustments towards the solution you already have. But don't be half-assing the adjustments you're making that's still keeping you in the previous situation, whether if it's a relationship, a job, whatever, a way of processing your thoughts, whatever. You know you've been telling yourself, oh, I'm a journal daily. Keep up with that, even if it means that on that lucid moment or day, that which I'll say is day, you just write the time or the times that you've been seeing, but you told yourself you're gonna do this, make this a daily activity where you journal. Just write the time or just write a word, but put yourself into that space of doing something and being more consistent. So now where you can develop that muscle when it comes to now when you have to take that next step, which is a much bigger step, you're not uneasy or feeling as though you're not prepared to do so. So step by step. Okay. Some of your workout program is going to be highly beneficial in terms of reprogramming the mind and the body coherence. So that way, when it's time for you to take inspired action, you're not second guessing it. That's why athletes move as though they're superheroes, because your mind and your body and your heart are already in coherence because of the way you have to, move the body to do certain things. Bask in joy and light comes out again. When you bask in joy and light subconsciously, as within, so without. Because it was at the bottom of the deck, now it's showing up. Connect, cooperate with the creativity that's coming through the signs of nature. Literally. Spring. See your seeds grow, spring forward. See your seeds grow. To see them grow, spring forward, move forward. $750. Not 77.50, but when you're about to move backwards, because it just said 11, 11, 11. When you're about to move backwards instead of spring forward, you'll start seeing 11, 11 more. When you're in alignment of springing forward, 1, 1, 1. That 11, 11 is an indication of recalibrate. And for some of you, it's just as simple as a thought process about the solution that you have. Even, level. Yeah. There's a significant situation here that when you move backwards, things seem level, comfortable. All is not what it seems when you move backwards. In the blink of an eye, when you move backwards, you betray yourself, or a scenario of betrayal shows up in your environment. Just as a signal of not moving forward, this energy would show up. Again, others of you, you're in, or one of your missions is to clean up those who want to keep the program of betrayal going. So there's two sides to it. Nine of Swords. Every time you move backwards, you lose sleep, even though you've been enlightened 19 about what to do next. So walk away from those things that no longer serve you. 8 of Cups. This has something here to do with expressing oneself. Throat chakra, yeah. So you may have even asked for a raise, or you don't even see the point in getting, if this has to do with work, you don't even see the point in getting a raise because you know your value. So much so what you are offered every 2 weeks, and you're not weak. Some of you, not some of you, collective has the ability to make what you make in 14 lucid moments or whenever you get paid in the day. That's what I mean about resources. Another 10 showing up here. When you are participating in things throughout your daily activities, and part of that participation has nothing to do with what it is that you desire, is really time to reflect on, okay, what do you really invest in your energy in? Because it's a misuse of it. Four of Swords, yeah. Restless, or not able to get rest, proper rest. You see it clearly. You know what emotionally fulfills you. So it's time to tear down them walls. Leave the old behind. Ooh, some of you may have to do something. It may seem as though it's abrupt, but it's long overdue. That's for some of you, for a few of you. When it comes to going towards what's emotionally fulfilling, you've done this before. You may have been going in and out with it. Okay. Yeah, move forward. The Chariot. Your next move, it's a precise move, but it may not be comfortable. So here's what I would suggest. Look into your chart. Become familiar with your IC. It would be the reflection or the other side of that axis of whatever sign is your MC. So look at the sign that is in connection to your midheaven. So let's say you have a midheaven in Aries. Your IC would be Libra. You feel at home when you are in partnerships that allow you to grow. So your next move, precise move, allow it to give you the essence of you feeling rooted, at home, secure, but so much so having that support just within your own energetic state to step outside your comfort zone in moments that that shift is required. Okay. Saturn in Libra. This strongly has to do with either a partnership that you're unable to be yourself, or you are being yourself with the partnerships that you're in. It's time to close that out. On both sides, it's time to close it out. The lesson. So it's basically sitting on something you are already aware of when it comes to the, emotional loops in this significant relationship. Libra, Saturn and Libra. You've been overthinking it. There's a lot of swords up here. Ten of Pentacles. This could be someone you've been discussing, 7733. Someone you've been discussing about your next career, the next step you're taking in your career. Their response may not so much be something that is in connection to them having your best interest at heart, in a sense. Whoever this is you're speaking to about money, conversation, Six of Wands came out. On your way towards success, let's say where your success is, you're on a train and you're going towards your success. You're having a conversation with this person, but because you're distracted by this conversation, you miss your stop. That's what this energy is. It's not about having a fear of missing out. It's just more so being more aware of your priorities. Seven of Coins, Saturn and Taurus. $17. You're the brilliance of a network. You're the brilliance of a network. You're the one with the strategy. So you have to be more accountable for that role. Hold yourself more accountable for what it is that you have the capabilities of doing. It's as if you want to bring someone along that is not to be where you're going next. But it's not so much in this scenario. It's not so much that. It's more so those type of energies. Some can be around, but you have to get focused on what they're going to be around, because you're the one that's making shit move here. Okay. The Moon, Two of Pentacles. Yep. With the Wheel of Fortune. Exactly that. You're taking more time than is necessary for there to be a change here. This change is already destined. The time is now. There could be a conversation of emotions that keeps one stuck. But either way, the universe is on your side. So in that sense, some of you, your next step, that's how it comes across as a level of discomfort. But just know that this is the opportune Wheel of Fortune moment to shift. You have to integrate though. Integrate the lessons you've learned when it comes to managing emotions and the cycles therein. Justice. Balance. This current contract that you're in, that's where the light is being shined on when it comes to this. Show me this relationship. There goes whoever this is you've been talking to about your victory and success. Literally. It's not about the hierarchy, but whoever this is you're talking to is not in a position to even guide you or tell you what to do. Not in the way it's coming across, in terms of the stagnancy that's happening when it comes to the next step. 7 of Cups. Yeah. Her wishy-washy. It could be taking your eye off what it is you have to focus on, having you see other options. Queen of Coins. We have Capricorn energy here. Yeah, see, they're playing a position of authority that you already have over yourself. You got to tap into your strength and courage here. Let this sun card or strength card come out. Man, listen. The Magician. Shit. Okay. Again, you have all the tools required to make this work. Okay, see, this is that abrupt move where it may seem as though it's an abrupt change, but no, it's gone through the process and the timing has landed now for this to come in that you've been summoning or manifesting. The Magician. As above, so below. As above, show me as above. As above, 6 of Coins. There's mind and heart coherence. There's reciprocity between the mind and the heart. Below, what's happening below? As above, so below. Your higher self is already, see, as above, so below. You're the one that makes this work. Whoever this is, the distractions that you're experiencing as to why you're unable to take the next step, you're allowing them to be this person while you're moving in this energy. But as above, your higher self is moving in its proper form. So let's see. Even when you look at this image face, as far as your higher self is on some, fuck, you don't see that you this person ain't supposed to be telling you what to do. Some people are in certain positions where you work at where if they knew who you were outside of that, they wouldn't even dare speak to you a certain way. As above, so below. What we got here? 7 of Swords. Notice that as above, there's two people. So below, collective, stop deceiving yourself. Because notice the colors. Something about the throat chakra. Something about expressing your truth. Assisting the collective through expansion of consciousness. Collective, the world, global, online, going live. 721. Moon in Cancer. That's why you're bored. You're bored, lack ambition because you're in something that it's not cutting it. Five of Swords. Stop lying to yourself. Or feeling as though you are defeated or conflicted. You know what you got to do. Ain't no. The conflict is that you're making the conflict kind of situation when there's a resolution. There's a resolution, but you just gonna have to make a judgment on the decision. Yeah. The cycles, what's in your environment, the cycle's already closed. The cycle's already closed. But that belief in scarcity, that you don't have enough to make the next step. Just stop being lazy. Get your shit in order. Okay? Your dreams require practical planning. Ain't that what they said here? Well, that was at the bottom of the deck, but there's a reason why we're picking this up now. It's really time for some of y'all to show these people who you really are. That was the first thing that came out. What people see and the impression you give. The impression you give, even if you may not be giving that impression to those people who see you in a way you feel that is not you, is because deep down, you're still moving in this deceptive way towards yourself. The energy around you will shift the moment you truly connect with, okay, you're not out here playing yourself about who you truly are. You got this level of authority. You're here to assist. 8824, you're here to assist. You know what you came here to do. You're not holding yourself back. You're not worried about what anyone thinks of you and the way you're going about the way you're doing what you're doing. And at that moment is when people will see the way you see yourself, but from a space of the heart, an unconditional loving space. 3 of Wands. Here we go. This is what showed up in the previous message. It showed up to you before, and it was accompanied by the Empress in reverse in the previous message. So here comes this opportunity again for you to make a decision to have a new season. 320, spring. What it said here, see your seeds grow. But in order to do that, you're going to have to shed old skin. It's time to what? Move in a new direction. Okay. What's this? What's at the bottom? With judgment showing up at the bottom of the deck. Your subconscious mind already know what the subconscious mind ain't even worried about your physical vessel right now or where your old thinking patterns is. So don't get left behind. Make these decisions and these moves and adjustments as if your life depended on it. What's this? What you've been waiting on and showed up in your past too. What's on its way to you is what you've been waiting on that showed up in the past. You knew you fumbled. However, Source is saying you were supposed to fumble, so you can clearly see the adjustments you have to make. So you can make the decision for yourself. It's basically a child. They're told not to do certain things, but their curiosity allows them to know what they were told not to do, touching the stove because it's hot. They touch the stove. They realize it's hot and how hot it is. Now they know what's was popping with the stove. And the way to move the next time around that frequency. You know? So show me more about this. What's the thing? The way this is lining up with the message right before this. Water into wine. Yeah. You have homework to do. Loving myself and allowing the truth to be told. Ashe. Come about this self-sabotage here, collective, with the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the spread. What's on its way to you was part of your training, Five of Wands, that we mentioned earlier. When it comes to allowing yourself be that radiant being. Allowing your light to shine, not forcing it. Shit. And in the previous one, this came out with the Devil card, which means you are someone with a high level of authority. So I can see why you would go through situations where you may be a little, should I? Get more in tune with your heart space. That's another thing about the Emperor. The Emperor speaks of identity, knowing oneself, but that knowing of oneself has to come from the coherence between the mind and the heart. And here we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, this is a very powerful person that is showing up in your environment to work with you. Just for someone here, don't stop what you've been doing. You may feel as though it's not going the way you expected. Remove your expectations. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay? It's on some, you're about to hit the sweet spot of the algorithm. For some of you, that sweet spot is someone who is coming in to assist you. So you're going to have to be able to trust. Okay, that's a major key here. High Priestess. Wow. God sent. Clear as day is what I heard. High Priestess. You're ready for this to be revealed to you. This is a secret that's been withheld from you. This level of gift and opportunity would be a secret in a sense that was held from you, or just held from you until your auric field matched its auric field. What's behind the High Priestess? The King of Wands, a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Someone who sees the truth of you. 9:44, 1 on the clock. Oh, wow. 11:11. So be mindful again, okay? When it comes to when you're about to take a step backwards instead of springing forward, that 11:11 is going to come into your life to show you it's time to recalibrate. Because 4 of Wands is Venus and Aries. The truth of who you are to yourself, the truth of your identity is the glamour. Not based off of superficial material things, more so of your spirit, your soul. Nine of Coins, Ace of Pentacles. So whatever this is, cardinals could be of significance here for some of you too. What's this? Okay. Whatever this opportunity that's being given to you, that's why the Ten of Pentacles showed up sideways. Because remember, in the beginning, here, let's get it. We had these three. This is certainly a masculine, for sure. An emotionally intelligent masculine. Advising you or showing up when you're surrounded by other people that don't see the truth of you. And this is where that 9-10 came into play earlier in the reading, which is connected to the second deacon of Virgo, which is the Nine of Pentacles, which is here. An opportunity can't be given to you around us. What about this group? Show me this group. Yeah, because it's not moving forward. They're not the one to guide the chariot forward. You're the commander. You're the one in that position to get the chariot moving. King of Coins. Yeah, you're the one. You're the one with the value, the resources. Some of you are stuck in this here ideal of being humble and humility. Listen. Sit there and be stuck with that if you want to. But really be mindful of these vibrations within words. That's all I'm going to say. Be all that you are. Be all that you came here to be. This is the issue with, or part of the obstacle that the collective is having to hurdle at this point when it comes to, because it's in a text that is deemed as the right way of moving through life, that doesn't mean that you can't question or have a question about why is it considered that. First and foremost, coming from the space of universal law. Secondly, being able to respond to when your soul is telling you what is yes and what's no. Many have been more than okay with deviating from when the soul is speaking through the vessel and letting you know that's not it, it's more to it, and just stopping there and making it okay. Although that internal compass is saying, Okay, so then we have the Knight of Cups, invitation, proposal. Because this community is showing up here, and this Knight of Cups, what I'm noticing is if you are someone who is a creator and you're losing inspiration or lacking inspiration, or there's an absence of it, it's because you within yourself don't feel motivated. And part of that is because what it is that you're surrounded by, that's slowing down the essence of your creation and the flow of it. Because I'm noticing, although it's just, what I'm noticing here is how this stream, somewhat a stream of income that has to do with creativity or being a creator, that's slowing down because of the direction one is going. I'm here with the particular lineup or with the particular community. There has to be a refocus or a reestablishment of a structure here, of a foundation. Someone may be holding on tightly to something that is already crumbled or crumbling at this time. Many messages and hints have come from the unseen realms as to what this is. In the sense of more so, what's the moment for? What is it time to do? It's time to move forward, move in a new direction. Move in a new direction. The new direction won't basically open itself up. This portal won't open up if there's still old skin one is connected to. There's so much more that one is capable of. With all this orange showing up here, when it comes to creativity. Yeah, drop the burdens, 10 of Wands, or resisting dropping the burdens. Yeah, there's a resistance to dropping the burdens, and it's messing with finances as well. It's messing with one's material and spiritual prosperity. Show me more about this. Look at the, there you go. Now the strength card shows up. Because remember earlier, the statement of you're going to have strength and courage to make these adjustments. To stop making excuses. Or wanting to do things to create an excuse. Archangel Ariel, second chakra. Yep. I mean, either way, the shift is here. The shift is happening, 36, to close out the cycle. And part of this has to do with the conversation or truly expressing oneself without holding back, 39, 12. Patience shows up here. 10, how the patience showed up. Yeah, it was victory and success, transformation, and patience that showed up earlier. So this could be something in regards to not closing out a cycle of an experience that occurred 2013, 2014, or between 2006 and 2014, or June 13th, June 14th. All of them are here right now. In order for one to see the pattern, you're going to have to slow down. You're going to have to slow down to see it and have the strength and courage to accept what it is that you're seeing. Okay? For this new beginning to come in. You know what you came into this planet to do. And ain't no one else around this here figure, feminine energy, which means in going on this new adventure, going in a new direction, you're going to have to trust your intuition. So there's moments of solitude that's required in order for you to have a strong connection to your intuition. The disruption is coming through here. You are the disruptor. May cause disruption when it comes to, people who were connected to you while you surrendered to your soul's path. Okay? Temple path here. The messages are coming clearly through your body. If your nervous system is out of whack, because it can sense a disruption around you while you're moving towards, as guided by your higher self, into a new direction or a new adventure. That's the truth. Judgment came out here 3 times already. So the number 60 could be of significance. 60 seconds. You got, okay, shit. Remember earlier, if you know that with ease, you cannot express the truth that comes from your heart, you shouldn't require more than a minute to make a decision about that energy that is surrounding you, that it's time to cut that cord and remove yourself from that frequency, especially if it got you all tied up. You could be someone who is a lively person. 23, born on the 23rd, you usually have a younger appearance. You could be someone who is a lively person. When you're around a certain group, it has you feeling all tied up, or around a certain person or around a certain environment has you feeling all tied up. That's your indication that your nervous system is saying it's time to make that change, because 2026 is on the time right now. You're going through this shift, which is right around the corner. 8/26, 2026. Balance. But you're going to have to surrender here. Yeah. See, notice how the pyramids here are one behind the other, but notice how they're out of alignment here. Okay? You want to change the direction of the energy that you want to change the direction you're going as to where it is you're investing your energy, especially if it's no longer serving you, okay? Yeah, certain partnerships and alliances. This is that Three of Wands card again. What's being revealed to you, Sun and Aries energy, is these contracts that you're in of certain partnerships don't reflect the truth of who you are. Or it's having you hold back the truth of who you are. Y'all don't got that type of time to be doing that type of shit no more. I mean, if you really want to live a life of wealth, abundance, amazing health, to enjoy it all, then you're going to have to make those adjustments. And it shouldn't be hard to do. If you love yourself and truly value yourself, it shouldn't be hard to do. It shouldn't be. Bring love into the situation. If you love yourself, if you truly love yourself, I know 802. If you truly love yourself, it shouldn't be hard for you to not allow the past to hold you back. It shouldn't be hard to remove that. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse, we just had the lunar eclipse in Pisces. That was on the 7th, so some of you may have gotten distracted by the 12th when the sun was in a sextile to Jupiter with Mercury and Jupiter. That was Friday. That was a Friday. Feeling upbeat, optimistic, but then you got people around there, they got bullshit going on in your life. Basically, when you know you're on the verge of getting to what it is that you've been working on, you have to be real diligent to do some, inventory when it comes to who it is you're connecting with along that journey. That way, you're able to stay focused on what it is that you're doing and going towards. 11001 was just on the timer and saying that. And that lunar eclipse was about letting go of something or someone with more ease. That's why. Yeah, something occurred during Virgo season between the 7th and the 12th of something you're supposed to release that you reestablished connection with, or you went against your own better judgment, and you're getting an opportunity right now to surrender to the divine to close out that cycle because it's connected to an identity that is not truly your identity. Ooh. Yeah. Don't let the past hold you back. And the South Node is in Virgo. Go towards all things that allows your nervous system to feel at ease. The end to a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn, which was during Cancer season. So something may have occurred during Cancer season where upon approaching Virgo season, you was about to make one decision, but there may have been a conversation that made you change your mind against your better judgment. The Griffin. This has been coming out in that other animal deck too. The Griffin. Balance, clarity, spiritual enlightenment. You are being guided to find the harmonic balance of your mind, body, and soul. The abundance you seek already exists within you. So you just have to remove that situation that you may have thought, okay, let me give this another shot. Let me take it to another level of commitment to see if something will change. That's not going to change just because you go to a high level of commitment. If you couldn't get there, if getting to the next level of commitment in anything that you're doing is coming from a space of wanting to hold on to something, but you really don't see the growth and the longevity of it, or you can't see the growth and longevity of it because you're connected to an identity that is really and truly not you, but you continue to move on with it anyway, you're not going to be able to see the conclusions that are within. However, in this present moment, all of that is coming up to the surface, especially the closer we get to this full moon in Aries, which is about closing out that cycle that would cause you to be in certain partnerships or relationships or alliances that goes against the way you really see yourself. But you'll settle just to be or just to do something to have a certain level of stability or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Know that you are strong, independent, and fearless. Take flight and achieve what you desire. I also want to go here. Do I still have it here? I mean, it's in this deck, but I want to show you the image on this deck as well. It's so dope. The Griffin number 26 is a God number. Shh, look at that. That's fire. Balance, strength, and wisdom. Fight with honor. Powerful. Go towards the highest version of yourself. And make sure when you're going towards that highest version, know you may have to, you know what I'm saying, place your foot on certain situations or people's necks. But it's because you honor yourself. Feel me? It's who they thought they was fucking with. Not collective. But back up. The Seagull. 8 and 9. 17. 17 is a big number here. So Psalm 17. Follow your inner voice. Travel far. This thing here about new direction. Shed, renew, and heal. This shit is gonna look great. Gratitude. Literally together. Travel far, move in a new direction with the snake. Trust your intuition. In order to trust your intuition, get familiar with your Saturn placement, because if you're not feeling rooted, secure in the decisions that you make or in the truth of who you are, you won't even know what to shed that's old. Okay. So let me go. Opened it to the Puma. Be strong and agile. Respond promptly. Combat with honor. The Griffin is often associated with the virtue of chivalry and the concept of fighting with honor and integrity. Be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? When we receive the message of the Griffin, we are called to pursue our goals with nobility and loyalty. It urges us to fight for what we believe in, know in courage and determination, always maintaining honorable and respectful behavior towards others. Now, anything or anyone that goes against that, you shouldn't even have them around you with the message stating, this is your moment to maintain honorable and respectful behavior towards others, because this is the honorable and respectful behavior you show towards yourself. So if what's outside of you is not reflecting that, you won't be able to maintain that honorable and respectful behavior. You might want to slap somebody. You know what I'm saying? But allow your success to slap them. And just know your ancestors is on deck anyway. This allows us to live with integrity and dignity. Uphold our moral integrity, even in the most challenging situations. So you ain't have to slap bitch. Just saying. Okay? So, before anybody got to get wild and rambunctious, you already see what's popping, you already see what's going on. Just, especially if you carry that emotional intelligence, integrity, and awareness, discernment, intuition. You already know somebody about that. And they not on that type of time where they're choosing to evolve and truly develop themselves into becoming better beings. A lot of them sit in their own fuckery. Because for some of you, I promise you, you'll have a moment where that same energy or that same person comes to you on some, do whatever you want to do after that in terms of what you state. But some of you may decide you want to help the person. Others of you may tell the person, nah, fuck you. Remember the previous time? But just be aware of when you do that. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy. So if you know you're that type of person, and that because there's a way to go about that and not go into that level, into that mode. Allow yourself to move in that position of authority. Not saying that you was begging that person or anything of that nature. No, that's not the card. It's that six of this one. When they come back around on some, everything you were saying before, you were correct about it or apologize and this, that, or whatever. Allow yourself to be in this position where it's not much, fuck all that. Yes, you are better than that because you chose to make better decisions. Simple as that. Now, you can explain, or not explain, but you can express to this person what they have done in a position of authority, where they know what to do and moving with you, moving forward. Because some of them, if they truly have gone through the shift, after that conversation, they may not even approach you ever again. Because their plan may have possibly been, let me get back in and see, and I'm going to do the same shit. When they come back around with that apologetic conversation, make sure you speak to that energy's soul, if it has one. Because if it has one, or if it doesn't. If it has one and it chooses to be ignorant and you speak to the soul, it won't come back around with the same bullshit. If it doesn't have one, it still won't come back, but you make sure you dissolve the fuck out that energy with your words. Make sure you become that Archangel Michael where you sever the fuck out of that cord and remove it from this realm. Just with your words and your energy that is in connection to love. And with that, my loves, I will see y'all the next live. Gratitude for being here. Gratitude for all the thumbs up. Those of you who show up, honor yourself. And I'll be back mañana for the next live. Ciao.